Hi dreamers, I'm Sarissa and I'm here coming at you with another video. Today, before I even get started, I want to remind you guys to make sure that you're hitting the subscribe button and you're pressing that bell so you can get notifications every week when I record. All right, so let's move right on into what the topic of the day is. Today, I'm going to be talking with you about process. Now, what you may not realize is that there is a process in design. Just like accountants have a process, lawyers have a process, hairstylists have a process. Everybody has a process for what it is that they do. And creativity is not excluded from process. And so without further ado, I want to talk to you a little bit about Industrious Interiors process of design. How we get from a need for a design and a manifested design. And I like to do it in 8 steps. So step 1 is going to be the dream casting phase. And I've already talked to you a little bit about dream casting in a previous video. There's much more that is entailed in that, and we may address that again at another time. But what dream casting is it's basically vision casting. If you write the vision and you make it plain, then others can run with it. In this instance, I'm the one that's running with it to step 2, because I have now gotten all the information from my client, or quite a bit of information from my client, rather, as to what kind of design that they're looking for. And so step 2 is dream assessment. That's when I'm going to take a look at those notes from our first meeting and that dream casting visit and see if there's any additional questions that I need to ask, any additional information that I need to gather. When I do a kitchen or a bathroom design, depending on the magnitude of the bathroom design, and absolutely always every time for the kitchen, I have a questionnaire, a very extensive questionnaire that I have put together when I am designing cabinets for my client. This ensures that the new design is going to function exactly the way my client needs it to function, and that it's going to be able to store everything that my client needs to store and all of that great goodness. Now, that takes us into step 3, design development. Information gathering from my client has been complete, and now I'm going to develop the design. There's going to be a series of floor plans, perhaps renderings. I'll go to the store and my trade show rooms rather, and begin to pick up materials and put together a design that is based upon the information that was gathered in steps 1 and 2. So now we have made it to step 4. Step 4 is going to be another dream casting phase. Now this time, this is me, the designer, giving my client the vision. I have now taken into consideration everything that they planted and they said when they told me their vision in the dream casting phase, when they told me what they were looking for in the dream assessment phase, and what I have put together coupled with the design development phase. And then we end up with the second session of dream casting, and I'm going to begin to show you things that will bring your dream to life. Now, we got a little bit of time before we get to the vision coming to life. And I like to tell my clients all the time, it gets pretty ugly before it gets real pretty. So say that again with me. It gets pretty ugly before it gets real pretty. So don't forget that as you're going through the process, especially if you are embarking on a remodel. It's about to get real ugly. I mean, real ugly. You are going to question if you made the right decision. You're going to be like, should we have taken our house apart like this? But trust me, like I said, one more time, it gets pretty ugly before it gets real pretty. All right, guys? So anyways, now we're going to jump right into steps 5, 6, and 7, which are all encompassing of that pretty ugly to real pretty transition. This is the dream production phase. In the dream production phase, the first part of that, step 5, is procurement, which means purchasing. We're going to go and purchase all of the supplies and all the materials that are necessary for your project. This is a time where you need to be ready to write a check. Okay, if you agree to everything that we have put together and compiled in the design for steps 1 through 4, then this is going to be your first check writing session, the procurement phase. Step 6 in dream production is going to be construction. That's when the hammers finally come out, which is why it is so important that you don't pull out hammers before you figured out what you're going to do. Can you imagine why sometimes, so many times, people get frustrated in the remodeling process because they don't have a real plan and they don't have a true design? And to be very honest, I work with a lot of contractors, and a lot of contractors really prefer for the clients to come to them not only just for the bid, but to come to them to begin the work when they have a completed and cohesive and done design. It is so much easier for them to run off with that part of the vision and actually be able to implement it. We actually do contractors a disservice when we expect for them to design for us and we cut out the professionals who are able to make a design that's going to be functional for you. So that's step 6, construction. Step 7 is installation. This is when we go in and the last of all the goodness gets put on. Countertops are installed, door hardware and cabinet hardware is installed, mirrors are put up, all the finished items are installed, as well as if we are incorporating any furniture in your design, then the furniture is installed at this point as well. So there's a lot of activity happening in the home and in your home at this point in time. And a lot of times I tell my clients that they probably would just want to be away for the day and come back on home when their work is done at their 9 to 5, and they'll come back to something new, fresh and clean. Because it doesn't look like it's going to get that way if you're standing in the midst of the storm, let me tell you. So anyways, that brings us to step 8. We've arrived. Step 8 is manifested dreams. Exactly what it is. It took steps 1 to 7 for us to get to the end goal. The reason why you picked up the phone and called, because you now have your home manifested exactly the way you envisioned it, and sometimes even better, because one of the things we do as designers is we help you step outside of boxes. We help you take risks with reward. So you're looking at your house that is so rewarding, and that's rewarding for myself as a designer and a professional as well, because I have helped you manifest dreams. So thank you so much for joining us today. Again, remember to subscribe. Remember to ring that bell so that you can get notifications when I post every week on Fridays. Be blessed and have a wonderful day.